Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV. Gonna be casting a game between Glad He Ate Her and Liquid TLO. It is a ZVP on Metropolis. And this is the Muslim's account, but obviously it's not the Muslim. It's Protoss. If the Muslim switched to Protoss, Idra may just end up killing him in his sleep. So we're going to safely eliminate the Muslim from the possibility of this. I am 99% sure it is Axslav. It fits because there were two replay packs uploaded to Drop SC at the same exact time with the same naming convention. The NA one was Axslav. The EU one is Glad He Ate Her. Since, well, they were uploaded at the same time with the same naming convention, Axslav used to be on EG and is a good friend with the Muslim. I'm going to be saying 99% sure this is Axslav. That's what I'm going to be calling him throughout this game, so if it's not him, my apologies ahead of time. Anyways, Axslav is going to be going for a 9 pylon scout. TLO doing the extractor trick, not 9 overloading. Going to go for that extractor trick. I don't know which is better. They are very, very similar, and Axslav will be scouting TLO first as they do spawn close by air positions. And now the probe will be entering the base, and he now knows where TLO is. Not going to be turning around immediately. Going to be, just getting a full scout on it. Looks like TLO is going to be going for a 13 pool. That is relatively early. TLO, definitely not one of the players who plays standardly. You can't really just expect the normal out of TLO because TLO, some people call him a hipster. He does things that aren't really cool, but they are really cool to watch. How does that make sense? Well, he just does things that aren't popular, hence hipster. That's just what I've heard. But anyways, we will see what TLO does follow this up with. This does force Axslav to go for a cannon before his gateway, delaying his warp gates ever so slightly because of the possibility of a Ling run by with a 13 pool. Most Zergs, again, go for the 15 pool, 15 hatch. TLO going to be going for a 13 pool, 16 hatch. The Muslim waits, sees the drone go down, and builds that pylon at 250. And we'll see when TLO ends up taking this. He could walk his way down here. You did see Axslav leave his probe just right here, so he had a head start if TLO had any intention of taking the third base. And now the probe is going to be attacking the drone, does some damage, forces it back up also, takes damage away from the pylon. The drone has one more hit till he's dead. Will be getting back on up there. Lings are coming down to help the drone take out this pylon, and his expansion has already been delayed by 40 seconds. And that is huge because now we can see TLO, he is almost at ideal saturation. Once this one drone does build, he is now going to be ideally saturated, and any drone he builds after that is only going to be half as effective. And that is a big deal just because, well, he's not getting any gas. And he is going to go for the fast third base. So that little bit of, what's it called? Delaying the hatch does force TLO to oversaturate this middle line, or it may. He does take a relatively fast third anyways. These things are going to chase the probe down. The probe does die. We'll see if he ever gets oversaturated, because if he does, then this did just do economic damage. And you can see this is not even halfway done. Has another 60 seconds to complete. TLO already has half a drone idle because he has passed that 16 mark, so he will be losing some minerals. Now he is going to have 2 drones idle. That is 40 minerals per minute that he is losing, actually 80. Every 2 will be 40 per minute that he loses because a drone, they mine 40 minerals per minute. Any drone after 16 mines 20 minerals per minute up to whatever this is, 18? Oh no, that's 24. That's 8 per line. So 24. So up to 24 drones, 19 to 24 mine 20 minerals per minute. So this right here is only 40 per minute, and that was, how long was I doing that rant for? Probably about 45 seconds. So he did lose more than Axslav, most likely. Well, not more. That was just way too much math. I'm going to let you guys do the math, and you saw my thought pattern. So Axslav, he did lose 100 minerals for that pylon, yes. TLO, though, did lose some mining time, which does equate to lost minerals. However, Axslav's investment was much earlier in the game, so it delays his buildings by a little bit. So what's better, worse, I really don't know. Just trying to say what is going on in this early game, why players go for that cancel, what does it actually do? And hopefully I didn't just confuse everyone and ramble on for, I don't know how long that's been. But anyways, we do have the gas now completing for TLO at the 6:45 minute mark. Axslav is going up on 4 gases really fast. Just has 1 gateway. He is researching +1 weapons. This Overlord in a relatively bad spot. He does see the gas timings, you can see both those assimilators, and they finished around the same time. Not exactly, but he does know, okay, double gases in the main. This one Overlord, though, doesn't get in position to see the natural. If he saw these two gases, we would be seeing, well, he's getting Evo Chamber anyways, but most likely he needs to get a Spore Coil up, because seeing these 4 gases this early on, there's a highly Void Rays or DTs highly likely. That's the best way to say it. So you want to get Spore Coilers up, just defend against that if they go on 4 gases this early, but iS.Axslav, he isn't showing any signs of that. He is up to about 500 gas. Definitely stacking up. I'm wondering what he is going into. He is researching Hallucinate after this Warp Gate, so he has something big in store for us, getting that Hallucinate, queuing that up. And this means that, I don't even know how much this costs. I don't see it enough to know, but he's got more than 700 gas queued up. So he could do literally anything he wants. He could just go down a tech tree so hard, even go down 2 tech trees. Will he throw up a double Stargate? We will find out. He is building 2 pylons right here. TLO is getting his lair up. That Hallucinate now has started. iS.Axslav, 900 gas almost getting up to. That is not good. Going to get a Twilight Council. Most likely, he will be going into DTs with this gas excess. Excess of gas. Oh my god. So much gas. We do have the 3rd base going up, and the Great Wall of Ire. It starts over here, goes all the way down, jumps down here, and keeps on going to the 3rd base. iS.Axslav is definitely turtling up, and look at TLO's creep spread at 9 minutes. Just approaching halfway across Metropolis. And that means at like 18, if this goes the same pace, he can easily have this all the way to iS.Axslav's base, and that will just be insane. And what did he just do? Use the Overlord to spread, spew creep, and then drop 2 tumors. Very nice, TLO. Gonna be accelerating the creep spread on that left side. Very nice play. We do have iS.Axslav with that Phoenix out, going out to scout, just to ensure that, well, nothing out of the ordinary is going on. And I would say this, a little bit out of the ordinary. That is a lot of creep this early in the game. TLO going to be going up on 4 bases, but iS.Axslav going up on 3. And we don't have the Dark Shine, and iS.Axslav still around 850 gas. So, I don't know. He is getting 2 more gas because apparently iS.Axslav doesn't have enough gas. But my bad, I can't predict what he is doing. It is beyond me. We do have weapons level 2 being researched, and now a Robo Facility. So, definitely not going to do DTs. He still has the gas to do that, but going to be getting a Stargate. So, going to go down all the tech paths, it looks like. Has a Stargate, Robo Facility, and Twilight Council. So, unsure what he's going to be doing, but he is on 3 bases, so iS.Axslav, he can hold anything. As long as TLO doesn't start attacking him in the near future, he's going to have a really scary army. He's going to have, like, carriers, possibly, Void Ray. He could have anything in his army, so that is one thing that TLO needs to watch out for. That Overseer does come in. What does he scout? Sees the Robo Facility, Stargate building at the same time, along with the Twilight Council, and he also knows iS.Axslav got Hallucinate for that Phoenix. So there's probably a lot going through TLO's mind. TLO finishing Aspire and Hive at the same exact time, and this Queen going up wants to spew creep again, and he's going to be doing it. The creep expanding all the way over here, blocking the 4th base of iS.Axslav. What a move, TLO. Spewing creep with that Overlord, and now dropping tumors on the 4th base, forcing an Observer to come out, and this Robo Facility is very late, so that may not happen, and there you go. Tumor is complete, Cloak, and iS.Axslav building a cannon because of that. Lings are going to come in here and try to take out these Stalkers. They do blink. 2-0 upgrades versus 1-1 upgrades, but TLO, your tumors are absolutely awesome. We do have a Fleet Beacon now just completing, and a Robo Bay completing, along with a Void Ray building. So this game, this is not a standard game. This looks like it is a 15-minute no rush, and TLO is taking advantage with that by not rushing iS.Axslav and still harassing him with creep, because it's not aggressive, it's the passive way of killing your opponent. And we do have a nice one girth on a lot of those sentries. One more will take them out. Will he get it? Some beautiful force fields by iS.Axslav denying that, and wait, no, gets it. 5 sentries do go down in that fungal. That definitely does hurt. 500 gas down the drain right there. Now iS.Axslav, he needs gas, so maybe stocking that all up was all part of the plan, because he is completely drained on gas while he gets upgrade after upgrade, motherships, Colossus, pretty much using all the gas in the world, which, well, he was mining throughout the early stages of this game, and TLO didn't attack him. So now iS.Axslav is looking like a genius. He is going to have a really high-tech army really early in the game. And what will TLO do to combat this? He is going straight up to Broodlord Infestor. But iS.Axslav, with his Mothership Rush, he's going to have like a Mothership out as Broodlords do morph, which means he is going to be able to get a Vortex out really early in this game. That Vortex is going to be ready at like 17 minutes, which is when the Broodlords most likely will be coming on out. So, iS.Axslav in pretty good shape, I would say. He is getting more cannons because, well, why not? He has the minerals, was definitely had an excess of them, and needed gas, so he got minerals to defend this one base. Has a little red carpet into his fourth base, so is this his, yeah, this is his fourth base, and also his fifth over here. Both players just dividing the map in half pretty much. TLO hasn't been that aggressive, has had magnificent creeps, but that was ridiculous, those moves he pulled off. And we do have the Void Ray falling to Corruptors. It looks like there is an Observer just hanging on out here. Broodlords are coming in. Keep in mind the Mothership is done. There are 2 Nexus being built. Okay, this one just completing. Mothership now out. Almost has enough energy for Vortex. In about 10 seconds it will. So 1610, he can Vortex. That is ridiculously early. And we do have Ventral Sacs being researched and even a Nidus network. So TLO, he's going down his complete tech tree as well, except for Hydras, because, well, you don't build Hydras. They don't exist. It's almost like Matrix 3. Just forget it ever happened, and you will be a much happier person overall. We do have Broodlords now morphing in, and that Nidus network is finished. Overlord drop is about complete. Does he have Overlord speed done? It looks like yes, he does. And those Overlords are hightailing it on over. Drops are done in another 50 seconds. Still no real engagement. You can go into the unit loss tab. It is a little high. Not that high, though. Both players on 5 bases before any major engagement. Both players going to be maxing out around the same time, which is pretty interesting because iS.Axslav had just mined all that gas so early on, which isn't efficient, but it did work out because, well, it is a no-rush 15 game, it looks like. Urkon's now morphing in. That's what iS.Axslav is going to finish his supply off with, just so when he lands the Vortex, he can do damage. And now that one Observer does fall, but we will see more Urkon's morphed in. He wants at least 5 most likely. He is at +3 attack, so he would be fine with just like 3 or 4 Urkons, I believe, to kill them all, but 5 is generally just to be safe. Get them all in that Vortex, or get some of them in because some may die trying to get in, etc., etc. So get 5 Urkons and you are good to toilet. We do have TLO now going for a big drop into the main base of iS.Axslav. Not going to be engaging the army head on. Has a bunch of infestors, and whoa, how many Nidus networks? Okay, he only has 1 Nidus network, but has it queued up to build 4 worms right now. Going to be using all that money he had banked up for Nidus worms into the main of iS.Axslav. And now we have more Overseers morphing in because, well, what else is there to use money for? Is he doing? No, he is not. I would laugh if he had a Changeling army at this ramp, preventing iS.Axslav from going up it. And iS.Axslav still isn't going. Okay, there we go. iS.Axslav now going up it. TLO going to be retreating in one of the many Nidus worms that he has. It looks like 2 out there. Storms do go down. These infestors, though, going to get some fungal off. Now they get fed back, and he is just going to keep them there until they run out of energy. And I swear I just heard another Nidus. I did. It's going over into the 5th base right now. A lot more Niduses. TLO hopping in those, and now going to get those infestors out of the battle after he shoots off the rest of the energy. Killed quite a bit with the fungals, and now the infestors do come into this 5th base. And along with, I guess, not that many units. I thought there were going to be a lot more. I thought roaches hopped in that. Maybe I'm mistaken. And the nice one does fall. All the Broodlords do die. TLO, there we go. He is coming in. Maybe it was these cannons that eventually killed the Lings that came running across. And he does finish those cannons. Going to be killing the Nexus, actually. Not even going to go for the workers. Just going to snipe that Nexus. And has more Nidus worms even building. That is 4 inside the base of iS.Axslav. And now iS.Axslav is coming back with his army, and everything is just going to retreat. DT's morphed in. Some spam on those energy does build infested Terrans, and a few infested do get in. Oh, this nice one had a lot of units in it. I'm thinking that he didn't let everything go. And that's why we never saw the roaches. And, well, all these nices have been taken out. Will TLO go back anywhere? It doesn't look like it. iS.Axslav going to be dealing with those nices not too poorly. It is even supply, interesting enough. They traded, let's look, very cost efficiently. How often does that happen? Something bizarre like that, and neither player coming out extremely ahead. More Brutalers being morphed. TLO did lose a lot of them. And maybe TLO, he probably may have not came out ahead, because during that maxed out fight at 200-200, he was using money. While iS.Axslav was using his money to build units, TLO was using it to build structures. 4 Nidus Swarms, probably a little bit overkill, but looks like he is definitely just experimenting with that, and we have one going over at this island. Very nice use. Going to be taking the island, also double expanding on all these bases. TLO, take all the bases of what he says, and iS.Axslav putting an end to this creep, and now a Nidus Swarm does finish over at this main. iS.Axslav is probably like, oh my god, what the heck? You can see the army has stopped. He is looking all around the mind games of these knights, and now doing one at this space as well. And also, nope, that is a drop going over into this main. Stalkers do get morphed in. TLO wanted to snipe this tech. Oh man, did that look juicy. The Temple Archives and the Fleet beacon right next to each other. And those Lings doing quite a bit of damage to these Stalkers. 3-3 Lings with Adrenal Glands versus 3-2 Stalkers. And they're just taking out these rocks. That will take a very long time. iS.Axslav finally moving out. Did put an end to this one hatch. And 3 Stargates on the way. So iS.Axslav going to be transitioning into Sky Toss with lots and lots of Void Rays to deal with all of the Brood Lords, and that is definitely a lot of Broods out of TLO, 12 of them, and he is starting to split them on up, and he does have this base completed. iS.Axslav is going to be going, nope, not for the combat cannons. He may just very well go for combat cannons. And is he going to? No, he isn't, and we have another Nidus Swarm over here. So he is going to be harassing this base yet again. TLO definitely is pretty darn obnoxious. We do have the forward pylons just waiting to take out this one base, but at the same time, Nidus Swarm does finish, and now Lings going to be coming in, but these cannons have relatively nice SimCity, so the Lings don't get that much surface area on them. But Roach is going to be coming in too. DT's morphed in to deal with this. Going to go straight for this Nidus Worm, and then Fester does not get in to get out, but the DT goes down when that Nidus Worm had 24 HP left. At the same time, iS.Axslav is just like, okay, well, screw it. Let's take out this one hatch. And what iS.Axslav could do, he could send his army back and then deal with this, and then recall into the main base. And that would just be so darn cool. Nidus Worms teleporting around the map and Protoss teleporting around the map with recall. How cool would this game be if that does end up happening? We do have the Roaches even at 3-3, so TLO plus 3 melee attack, plus 3 ranged attack. Very nice blink coming down from those Stalkers, but iS.Axslav just going to be working his way over into the recall and, the main. So he is going to be going into the main. One Broodlord does get insta-sniped. Going to be going for the Hive. The Greater Spire Infestation Pit is right here as well. If he can snipe out all the tech, he will be in great shape. Beautiful feedbacks on those Infestors. Broodlords doing what they can, but iS.Axslav needs to focus on getting these buildings down. Vortex goes on a lot of Broods, and TLO's like, do I jump in or not? Stalker's going to come try to clean up what they can. And does get a handful of them. This Urkon doesn't go in it. TLO, iS.Axslav, what a gentleman. He gets a Vortex off on a handful of Broods and doesn't bother toileting. That is definitely big gentleman right there. Zealots tugging down these gases. They should be going after the Greater Spire. And, Mothership can't really do all that much. iS.Axslav is going to have to retreat. Zealots attacking those Broodlings. That is not too efficient. And now the Infestation Pit and Greater Spire do manage to live. Meanwhile, we had, these rocks taken out now, it looks like. And we do have TLO going to be taking this expansion. iS.Axslav does see them both. Even has a Warp Prism waiting right here. I think that was a Zealot, possibly. Nice network still for TLO, just at 1 network, and builds lots and lots of worms. Going to be putting Infestors in them, and to take out this Warp Prism. Morphs in a few infested tins, doesn't worry about fungal growthing it until he knows it is going to die or get away. 2 DTs do morph in over at this base. Infestors could come through the worm and fungal growth and kill these DTs. Will they, though? Will he get the cancel off? We do have an engagement going down right here. Feedback's going off on those overseers to stop the cloak from being seen. Only Corruptors and Brutalers here, so this will be taken out by these Stalkers, it looks like. Stalkers are at 3-3-3. Those Brutalers are at 3-3. The Brutalings at 3-3 as well. But there are just too many Stalkers. Those DTs did handle that one base way over there. TLO going to be taking this one base still. And this one Brood does go down, going into the lost tab. You can see still neck and neck. Both players trading so efficiently right now. TLO, though, has mined a little bit more than iS.Axslav. This base finally getting rebuilt from that one Nidus eons ago. And that probably is why TLO is at more supply despite trading evenly with iS.Axslav. And iS.Axslav has a beautiful Stalker split, picking off lots of Overlords. TLO, man, is he a fatty right now. 166 out of 146 supply. He has definitely overeaten himself. And now Drones going to be going into the Nidus one to transfer over to this one base. Such beautiful Nidus play out of TLO. Meanwhile, iS.Axslav sending in Stalkers to go harass, it looks like. TLO's army is mainly Broodlords. He has 4 Infestors, 9 Roaches. So these Stalkers can be very aggressive. And he is definitely going to be taking out this one hatch that is an Observer over here. And no, not going to worry about the hatch, just going to blink on away. And oh, gets fungled and even messes up the blink right there. Only 5 Stalkers do manage to get away. Will he get another blink off? And he's trying it now. Oh, 4 Stalkers there, so 9 Stalkers made it out. I think he saved about half of them. Definitely not good for iS.Axslav right there, making a small mistake, and now going to be taking a 6th base. TLO has been on 6 right now because he's got this one base. 2 DTs still just chilling out over at this one, preventing the island from being taken. TLO has creep over here, so iS.Axslav can't take it. iS.Axslav doesn't have anything there. A Warp Prism is going to be coming down. Doesn't have any units inside of it. No, it doesn't. Immediately gets fungled in range of the Spore. Another fungal goes down. Bye-bye, Warp Prism. That is so sad. iS.Axslav now going to be transferring his probes on over. That's a lot of cannons in an awkward spot. I don't know why the cannons are back here. Make much more sense for them to be right here. Maybe there was creep that he was taken out. I don't know, but more sense to leave them up close to the opponent instead of, okay, sacrifice my Nexus, now there's the defense. That's basically the message he is sending. And TLO keeping this one base very nicely. That was a beautiful fungal. And a nice one does go right over here, so he does get another one off. There are still these 2 DTs right here. Jones going to be coming out, and looks like he was trying to do Nidus worm mining, possibly, as he did put out a few drones. Going into the drone count, it is 63 to 70. TLO has more than enough drones to saturate all his bases, so I don't know if he was long distance mining or just trying to get another base up. Roach is going to come, try to harass this one Nexus. He can do that because the cannons are in the back. Mothership is out. I don't see those, like, many Stargates being put to use. And here we go. Broodlords are out in their numbers. Going to be getting a split up. TLO very diligent about keeping those Broods split up. Nexus does fall rather instantly, and now iS.Axslav in danger of being choked out. He's got 65 probes mining off of 2 bases. And I don't know where his probes are, but it definitely doesn't look like 65 probes. Okay, this is probably where they all are. That makes sense. They were transferring from that one base over to anywhere. And now iS.Axslav is going to kill off all of these changelings. So many changelings from TLO. And they all do go down from those Stalkers. TLO has a pretty darn scary army. 15 Broods, 16 Roaches, 8 Infestors. More Voids on the way, 3 at a time. That air weapons is being researched to level 2. Neuroparasite being researched for TLO at the 34-minute mark. A little bit late. And this one base, not going to get taken out. TLO is very good at defending this one base. Going to get more Spine Crawlers. And he's pretty much just secured that for the rest of the game. But iS.Axslav going to be using his Warp Prism to shuttle down a probe over to this base. And will be taking the island base of his own. We do have TLO at 200 supply, banking 3k minerals, 600 gas. iS.Axslav 177 supply, banking no minerals, 300 gas. And yeah, I don't blame iS.Axslav for not wanting to engage this. This is probably one of the more scary armies I have seen. And TLO says, no, island bases are mine, dude. And drops out a worm to go and take this base back on over. Gonna get those 3 pylons, and that will just be pretty darn annoying. Actually, 4 pylons over at this one base. iS.Axslav reduced to long distance mine does have this Nexus backup, so those probes will no longer be long distance mining. But this base will get canceled. Hopefully he doesn't let it finish. Maybe he just forgot about it. There's no benefit to letting it come near completion. And Voiders are going to come. He's going to try to save this. And it does get to cancel, but he has a handful of Voiders, 6 of them out. Will that be enough? There are 10 infested Terrans. And iS.Axslav has to keep his Voiders split. It's going to be a battle of keeping the air. Oh my god, they're clumped. Fungal Growth will be devastating against clumped up Voiders, just like Vortex is devastating against clumped up Broodlords. And now these Corruptors are going to come in and just clean out all the Voiders. Corruptors do pretty well against Voids, especially when Voids are 2-3-1, Corruptors are 3-3. And all the Voids do get taken out. Meanwhile, TLO trying to engage this, but losing a handful of those Broodlords. Those Stalkers definitely showing them who's boss. TLO not too happy about that. The cloak from the Mothership prevented those Broods from doing anything. Going into the units again, we do have 5 High Templars. And how many Infestors? 7. Maybe he had them in his Nidus Worm. That's more than likely had them in Nidus Worms. And that's why they didn't make an appearance in that battle to show the cloaked units or Neuroparasite the Mothership. Because is iS.Axslav keeping an observer with this? Yes, he is. He does have an observer with his army. And that is a weird spot for a Warp Prism. These Corruptors are coming out. They could clean that up, but it doesn't look like TLO really sees the Warp Prism just hanging out, making a little Warp Prism field next to the Overlord spewing creep. We do have iS.Axslav almost maxed out. He is getting those Voiders again, and if he didn't lose those like 6 or 7 Voids early on, he would be maxed out right now with 3 Voids. Which would be relatively good. TLO, though, again, with his lots of Infestors. Nice blink by the Stalker, picking off 3 Infestors for the price of getting Fungal Growth once, and now feedbacks another Infestor to finish the job. 3 Infestors are left. I don't know where they are. Probably in a Nidus Worm somewhere. Not in the battle, and that is what matters. iS.Axslav getting a beautiful Vortex on, and now Broodlords are running away. And we'll see how many units do come out. There are 2 Vortexes right now. Corruptors now coming back to take out the Mothership, and now the Colossus will be falling. Lots of Corruptors in this one Vortex. All the Broods have been dealt with, but are there any in this Vortex? It looks like there are 6, or at least 4 Broods here. And you can see, oh my god, look at that Corruption raining green. Making sure those Stalkers take the extra damage. Broodlord sitting on max range, still just draining green. Going to be morphing those Corruptors into Broods. And looks like TLO has taken out this force of iS.Axslav. Keep in mind, iS.Axslav, well, I guess he's not mining. 5 minerals, 60 minerals, not too much left for iS.Axslav to mine. TLO got about 33% of this base left, so TLO in a beautiful position. iS.Axslav in danger of being choked out of this game. 800 gas, 900 gas, 500 minerals, and these mineral patches very low. You can see 150, 650, 10, 570, 570, 560, 560. But going to TLO land, oh, well, we have this one base now finished, and a few Brutalists will be putting an end to this base before it can mine. Going to this base, we do see 630, 790, 620, 885, 1030, 1130, 1035. So TLO definitely has better mining. This one base still mining, so he's going off of 2 bases. This base still could put a few drones on it. And going to the drone count, TLO down to 41. And iS.Axslav down to 37, but iS.Axslav can only mine with like 37 probes. TLO could benefit from having more workers right now. But I guess he just wants an army, and TLO's army size is ridiculously big. 150 in that army supply. And keep in mind, a few days ago, we saw Rhett build like 102 drones. TLO's army supply is 153, so Rhett, if he had those 102 drones, that would bring his supply right now up to 253. So TLO really not building that many drones, just going to be maxing out on a big army. You can see another hatch is being built. All those probes going to be dealt with. That Voidoid does go down. 68 supply for iS.Axslav. He has been strangled out by TLO. And is there anything he can do? I guess if he gets the Hail Mary of all Mother Vortexes out, it will be good. But sending these stalkers in small numbers at a time, not going to be what he wants. No Blink Micro is going to save you from this many Speedlings. And the Speedlings are just going to overrun iS.Axslav right now. And that dagger slowly slipping further and further into his ribcage as this game is just getting out of control. Lings swarming the cannons, and the cannons will be taken on out. We do have a few Voidoids going to get chased away by those Corruptors. Does have a handful of them, but again, TLO, more than a handful of Corruptors, and those Lings just decimating, raiding, and pillaging iS.Axslav's base. And there goes the GG. And I just want to note, the gateways are on 0. This is something iS.Axslav does. His production goes from 8 to 0. His gates / warp gates being on 0. And 8 and 9, either Stargate or Robo Facility, whatever one he builds first, generally is on 9. So this is definitely iS.Axslav from the hotkeys. And what a bizarre game, but something I definitely would expect out of TLO. iS.Axslav, not so much. He is a really good player, definitely does well in the tournaments after EG let him go. He, qualified in any tournament that he played in further than anyone from EG, so a lot of people were kind of blaming EG, why'd you let him go? He was so good. He just didn't have the following that the EG guys did. Or the longevity, I think, because a lot of them have been around forever, like Machine and LZ Gamer in Control. They've been with EG for a very long time, so maybe that's why. I don't know the reasons, but let's not get into that. Let's get into SC2 Gears, because that's what we do here, is look over games, and we'll go into injects. And let's see. 10 minutes, 9 seconds. Standard TLO. Again, there's one cast, I think it's on TLO versus Tasia on that map where you can easily take a third because there's rocks protecting it, and you can wall your natural. Ohana? I want to say Ohana. That map. I think if you listen to TLO versus Tasia analysis on Ohana, you'll hear my spew about what TLO can do better on his injects. I'll go over it really quick. And, well, I may be proven wrong because I just saw Stefano hit 4.3, hot-king his queens in a group. Stefano, he makes... It's so weird how good he is. Because, if you look at replays and study it, it's not perfect. He uses 4 hotkeys. That, goes against everything. Keeps so many things in one hotkey. He is just so fast with his mouse. It is ridiculous. But one thing I find really helps me and a lot of lower players that I tell is if you do the backspace method, that is hotkeys all your queens and hatches on the same hotkey, the thing that really helps is also hotkeying the hatches early on to other keys. Let's see, what are these lings at? 2 there, 2 here. Do you really need your lings that'll be hanging tight on the watchtower hotkeyed? I'd actually put the watchtowers on F keys, make it a little bit easier to get to. But I'd use 1, 2, and 3 early game for my hatches, and that way I can cycle between 1, 2, and 3 and see the inject bar. And know, okay, it's almost done, I need to inject now, and that helps so much during battle, because if you just look at the queen energy, it takes a little bit longer to do the calculation in your head, because you kind of a little bit late one time, okay, 35 energy, I can do an inject. Let's go. No, it doesn't happen like that. It's not that easy. But if you do the creep inject bar, battle engages, you're about, a quarter of the way from finishing. Okay, I can send my units in to fight, and then I gotta inject, because if I don't inject during this battle, I'm not gonna have creep, and he's gonna reinforce his units, especially if it's a 7 gate. You can see Zenio does this very well. You can see it's a 7 gate. If you don't do those injects, you're not gonna be able to reinforce. You're gonna be able to kill his army, but he's gonna be able to reinforce faster than you and just overcome you. So that's why I like the creep inject bar. Additionally, it does allow you to individually like build units out of each hatch. Say it was against a Terran and you had a bunker right here. You didn't want to build Lings at this base because there's a bunker that would just insta give them. You could easily just go like 1 and then shift click 2, and that would put your main and natural hatch on the same hotkey in less than a second. And then you could just do 1S DDDD or ZZ and build drones out of that and leave the larva out of this base because you don't want to use it type deal. If that kind of makes sense. But anyways, I went on a lot longer than I wanted to. Hopefully that does kind of make sense. And yeah. I'm getting better at doing those rants, and as I say that, I think about that early stage of this game when I went on that drone saturation rant. Man, that's actually hard for me to say. Anyways, that was a pretty tough thing to go on and say, obviously, and over time, that analysis will get much better, and I'll stop stumbling over explanations, and that will be when I truly do shine. But we can see TLO kind of giving up on his injects throughout this game. But the thing is, I wish there was a thing for creep tumors, because TLO definitely shown creativity in those tumors that game. And I just want to look at the units. I don't want to go too much into the analysis because it was like a for fun game. Let me make sure. This is probably not ladder. This is probably a custom game. Let's see. Let's just say private. Yep, game type private. I believe this is a custom. Probably just a for funsies game, and that's why the builds were so ridiculous. That mothership rush. Don't want to go over too much analysis because you shouldn't bank 800 gas that early in the game. iS.Axslav, he is a very good player, can make it work, as you did see. He eventually used all that gas very efficiently in higher tier units, and TLO didn't attack. Don't know what that was about, but he was also very good with turtling up. I don't know if I'd want to attack into the Great Wall of Ire. And where is units? Builds text strat. That's what I want. Yeah, this is. Gotta undo all those. There we go. 1 recall, 7 vortexes, 11 storms, 32 feedbacks. TLO, 43 fungals. Where's the Nidus one? Darn it, I want to see Nidus. Buildings? 16 Nidus worms. 23 spines. That's pretty cool. 16 Niduses. Units, 13 DTs, 34 High Templars, 121 Stalkers, only 44 Zealots. 181 Lings, 86 Stalkers, 93 Corruptors, and that'll be the cast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. I know there was not too much action early on, but thankfully TLO made me a fan with that cool creep ninja moves. Yeah, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow.